please. 3 minutes.
Mayor Dunn, council members, my name is Alessandra Soler-Metz, and I'm at 315 West Georgia Avenue in Phoenix. I'm the executive director of the ACLU of Arizona, and I'm here on behalf of our 6,500 members and supporters. And I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to appear before you today. For the record, we do believe that the existing General Order E-17 is a good and a sound policy. The existing policy targets serious offenders who violate criminal laws while prioritizing the more violent criminal misdemeanors like assault and theft. And more importantly, we also think that the existing policy is also in line with the recent announcement by ICE to focus resources on apprehending the most serious criminal offenders. And so we do believe that the existing policy is fiscally sound by, it just makes good public policy sense by focusing dwindling police resources on where we need it most, which is apprehending the more serious offenders. I just want to preface my comments by saying, I know that there's the draft circulating, and what we've reviewed is basically the draft that Chief Kyler presented to many of you during the study session, and the PowerPoint that details the very specific changes. And some of these proposed changes would go beyond that existing policy by allowing contact with ICE even for these low-level misdemeanors, and by allowing ICE to possibly even question people, passengers, for example, doing routine traffic stops, and then referring those people to ICE if they're here unlawfully. And I think this is a scenario that we run into quite often, where the driver is stopped for driving without a valid ID, and then all of the passengers are improperly questioned about their immigration status. When local police with limited training get into the business of trying to determine when there's reasonable suspicion to question somebody about their immigration status, that's when the potential for racial profiling increases dramatically, and that's one of our primary concerns. What guidelines do you use? How will you prevent using race, accent, and skin color as a justification for questioning somebody about their immigration status? As part of our racial profiling litigation against the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, we've collected dozens of affidavits from U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents who were stopped, detained, and questioned based on their perceived immigration status. And I know some of the other speakers who've been here in Chandler, I know the realities here in Chandler, can talk a little bit about how this may impact the folks in Chandler. We know that this happens. We know that people are targeted simply based on limited English proficiency, for example, and that's precisely why many police departments in Arizona and California and New Mexico that are currently enforcing immigration laws have already incurred costly litigation for violations of civil liberties. And so I think the question before us tonight and before the council is whether or not we should repeal this existing 1999 immigration policy and adopt a resolution. We would urge you to vote against the proposed resolution. We believe that the general order is good policy. The existing general order is good policy. It's sound policy, and it has gotten us extremely far in terms of developing good relationships between the Chandler Police Department and the community, and rebuilding that trust that is so important for the mission of the police department.
Thank you, ma'am.
And just one final note
Please.
here.
Okay. Yes, one more.
Thank
Do
you.
you have something else to say?
Yeah, I just really quickly, I think in the interest of public disclosure and transparency, regardless of what the vote is here tonight, I do think that it's important for the public to receive some sort of a notice when the changes are made after Chief Kyler makes those changes, so that the residents have an opportunity to weigh in on